Good morning.
You are quite an experienced, or you are quite experienced in private education in South Africa. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, basically, I've been involved in private higher education um, across university-based qualifications, CETA-based qualifications, qualifications from the MLOC Council, and I was actually served as a registrar for a private higher education institution, conferring diploma, degrees, and postgraduate programs.
Okay, so that means you are quite intelligent, both academically and professionally. Am I right?
Well, based on the current standards of education, we could say, look, we academically qualified, but better put, I would quantify an educated individual as being intelligently stupid.
Oh, intelligently stupid. What does that mean? Can you explain?
Well, effectively, what it means is that from the time we are born as babies, we start to get molded. Parents in their good selves want children to become what they are. And so there's a lot of do this, don't do that, and you should go to university, you should become a doctor, you should become a lawyer. And these are all standards that and segments that have been created in society so that we can put a piece of paper on the wall to say, look, I am K Naidu and I've got a master's in business leadership degree. And if I'm sitting next to you and saying that to you, in effect, I'm saying to you, look, I am better than you. And the problem with that is that while education sort of piles a lot of theories, there's a lot of philosophies, and we actually need education because we need to know how to survive in this world. Um, it has become our status of identity. So much so that we continue on this quest for acquiring new knowledge. Man is expansive by nature, and we feel that by acquiring this knowledge, we actually become better. And I think we do. But there's this yearning inside, inside of myself, and I'm speaking from experience here, where we feel like there's something missing or we're just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And despite our quest for going and getting more physical things, buying new things, buying out of compulsion, or consuming alcohol or drugs, or whatever the case may be, we come back to ground zero. You know, I am not happy
Mm.
with myself. So I'm not happy with means there's two people involved here. And if you're not happy with yourself, then we have a severe inner problem that I feel that the education system does not solve.
So, now, how am I going to ask this? You're saying there's a difference between education and educate.
Well, the thing is, I use education in my first, when we first spoke, or rather on your first question. And it's a piling of academia, the piling of academic knowledge, these theories, and everything is based externally, right? And so I'm taught, I've got a BCom degree, business management. I'm taught in my degree how to shut you down. I can be successful, I can make a lot of money, but I must shut you down. That's part of the ethos, the foundation of that qualification. So it's man against man. You can make money, you can be competitive, but you don't have to shut anybody down, and neither do you have to kill them. But we become so cultured that our egos have been enhanced by this education, and everybody is striving to get more and more education to be better than the next person. And the thing is, it creates a false sense of identity because that is not the real you. So We focus on, these external, these worldly things, this education. And what's missing is the inner growth, the spiritual growth. So educate, as opposed to piling a whole lot of academia on your head on the top, which if you need at any point in time, you can go and get,
Access.
right? And you can use it. What's happening is that mind is accumulating this, and instead of we using it, it's using us. So we become walking zombies. We here, I'm sitting with you, but I'm actually thinking about where I was last night, who I was with. So we've lost that sense of being, that sense of presence, the sense of living in the now. So there's no transformation that has happened within. And we try to kill it. I mean, I did mention alcohol, drugs, or buying new things, compulsive buying. And some people look at other activities, violence, uh, opening up new businesses or taking up new competitive external challenges. Educare, on the other hand, transforms you from within. Education tells you the earth's crust is made of this, right? And whilst I'm educated and I've got so many degrees that showing this, right? Nowhere does it tell me, excuse me, you are polluting that land. Tomorrow there'll be no crust. There's going to be a tissue paper there, right? And we need to do something now, because if we don't, we won't have a crust anymore, and our education will be irrelevant. Educare, on the other hand, will tell you, look, the earth has got a crust, it's got this layer, and it's got that layer. But it can also tell you that, excuse me, you are part of this earth. Every time you put your leg on the floor, we say Mother Earth, or as the internet calls it, Gaia. Every time, so we connect. So it teaches us to connect with the earth, it teaches us to use our five senses in relation to the planet: hearing, sound; eyes, where we see. Some people are sitting and seeing, but they're not seeing. The mind has taken them to a couple million miles away. They were thinking about something. So the whole issue is educare is transforming you from the inside. It's making you um, look at life, look at human life with love, look at inclusivity. We can't have a situation where they say the world's food production was enough to feed 18 billion people. And then you tell us, look, we only got 7.9 billion people, but half of them were starving. It just doesn't make sense. So somewhere along the line, we lost our plot, right? We really, I mean, look at the war in Ukraine and Russia. Russia, for example, for getting a little extra grain of sand, millions of people must die. Why? Because I can put my name on the history books and say, look, our pile of sand was this much, now we got this much. I did it. But what did you do? Nothing. You, in your unconscious self, have become so sick that you would rather see millions of people die. You know why? Because it's not your family. It's a price you have to pay to put your name in that history book. So the world has become like that. So I believe that if we can take these piles of knowledge, this education, and take the educate from inside and bridge those two, and I'm not sure what you're going to call them, education day or education K, or there could be a new term, but something to make sure that every individual on the planet, especially starting right from children, it's not for me to go study 2 degrees, some 40 or 50 academic qualifications to say, excuse me, there's something missing here. It's too late. Well, it's not too late. I realize it. There's a whole lot of too lates that have still not realized it. So, what I'm saying is, as a society, as a mother, as a father, as an uncle, as an aunt, as a granny, a grandfather, we need to get everybody's heads together to say, look, we are connected with the planet. We need to look after the planet first. We need to look after ourselves. We need to look after fellow human beings. And yes, we can be competitive, we can be productive, we can make profit. There's nothing wrong with it as long as we do good. And if man fails to achieve this balance between education, we are doomed for extinction at the touch of a button.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you.